episode of Cooking with the Kid. When I first started the channel, I made a promise. I made a promise to you all that we would continue to cook together, making really cool dishes with not a whole lot of effort, keeping ingredients very simple. Well, I have a cousin that's down in Texas who continuously challenges my thought process in order for me to make recipes pretty simple. So what I'm going to be able to do today is we are going to do a Blackberry Cobbler. Yes, a Blackberry Cobbler, but what we're going to do is keep it simple for you as promised in order to have a successful, easy dessert. So now let's take a look at our ingredients. As you see right here, I've got 2 pie crusts. If you got a chance to see my apple pie recipe, you will see an easy way to make apple pie crust. Right now I don't have them rolled out, but we will roll those out momentarily. That way we can continue. I've got 1 cup of granulated sugar. I've got 1 to 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. I've got 1/8 of a teaspoon of ground cinnamon. I've got a cup of water that we're going to bring to boil a little bit later. I have 4 cups of juicy blackberries, 1 tablespoon of cold unsalted butter. We're going to cube that up a little later. We have 1 egg, which we'll lightly beat a little bit later, and we'll be putting some coarse sugar to finish the top. Stick with me. Okay, now because we're doing a cobbler today, we're going to be utilizing a 8x8 baking dish. So we'll make it look more traditional or southern style cobbler. So what I've already done is, as you can see, I've rolled out some of my pie crust and I've rolled it into a square. What we're going to do here is we're going to bake this for about 10 minutes or so to get it to start to golden brown. Okay, because we're going to use this as the middle piece of our cobbler. So as you can see, I've lined my baking sheet with parchment paper. I'm going to take this bad boy, stick it in the oven at 400 degrees and pull it out and go from there. So as we work on our crust, what we're going to do is go ahead and start with the filling. First of all, bring that first cup of water, or that cup of water, to a boil, adding in your cornstarch as well as your cinnamon and sugar. So starting with, I'm going to just go with a tablespoon of cornstarch because the cornstarch is supposed to make it thicken as we go. So we'll see how that goes with a tablespoon. We're going to stir this up, get this going, and after this gets going pretty good, we'll add, get this going real good, and we'll let this boil for about 5 minutes. Come back and we'll add our blackberries. So now that we've let that go for about 5 minutes, we're just going to turn the heat off and we're going to place our blackberries into the mixture. Now because we have the mixture at a boil, what's going to happen is we're going to stir our blackberries just a little bit after turning the heat off and watch and see how the juices just break free from your blackberries. And we'll stir this for a little bit and we'll be back. So as we wait for our berries to finish, what we're going to do now is go ahead and line our baking dish with our pie crust. And as you can see, what I did already is I cut that into square and show you guys a little trick. When I roll my pie crust, I actually use, as you can see, plastic wrap. It makes it a lot nicer, a lot neater. And what I'm going to do is just going to flip this guy right on top here. I slide my hand underneath it and flip it back over. Okay, and as you can see, the pie crust is already starting to fall into the baking dish. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna peel this off, show you the finished product, and we'll go from there. So as my berries were completing, what I did is I did a little bit of taste testing, and I noticed it was a little on the sweet side. So what I'm gonna do at this particular point, and it's completely optional for you, is I'm going to go ahead and add just a little bit of lemon juice. I always keep some lemon juice on hand, so I would prefer a fresh lemon, but since I don't have any, I'm going to go ahead and put about 2 tablespoons of this into my berry mixture, and it should give us a little bit more tartness. So at this point here, we can start to assemble our cobbler. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take half of the berry mix and place it at the bottom portion of our cobbler pie crust. Okay, then place that baked crust that we spoke about on top of that, finishing it off with the remainder of the blackberries. Okay, and me personally, I kind of like to get fancy. I'll do a braid technique over the top, brush it with some egg and sprinkle it with some coarse sugar, and we will stick it into the oven for roughly at the 400 degrees for roughly 10 minutes or so. Back that heat off to 350 degrees and finish it off for another 45 minutes. Stay with me.